Good morning. We're dipping our toes back into actual in-the-house renovations by finishing up the painting that we didn't do. So this window and this window, we did not paint the inside right here, so it's still that old ugly brown. So I got all of this taped up all the way around. That was fun getting up there. Also had to do a little bit of patchwork because once you get up there and start looking at it, there were a few nails that were sticking out a little bit, so I fixed all that. That is patched and drying, so we'll let that sit for a little bit. And then after that, we can take the color that is on the walls to the window sills, as well as all the little tape marks that we have throughout the entire house. So we can finally put those to bed and take them off the wall, so now it's fully painted for real. Looking fresh. Pulled the tape off. Everything looks pretty clean. Also, several patches kind of spattered all over the place, so letting that all dry, but in about an hour or so, we will finally have perfect walls, at least for the living room slash hallway slash staircase area. Indoor slash outdoor things today. Our new Rainbird came in, so that's great. We got this mounted up. We're gonna get it all wired and everything to the sprinklers, so starting here, because we kind of need to have access to both the backyard and the front yard. The front yard actually has wire and it's right down there, so we'll just route it up around here, no problem. And so I've gotten this mounted, everything's good, but now we are wiring for the backyard because the backyard's ready right now, the front yard's not yet. We'll do that later. So I got 5 out of the 8 or so wires from this general cord for common, and then we have 4 systems out back, so we're just using 4 of those wires. And I am just now finishing routing everything. Routed it up and basically just followed the Ethernet cord all the way across. Then down here and along here, so that way I could mount it to the wood piece that we have back there and kind of out of sight. And then it's gonna go down and out. So the wire will eventually go along the back side of the house there. But now the fun part, because we got everything connected to the wall, now I gotta feed this entire tangled mess through that one little hole. So that'll be fun. There, now the tangled mess is outside.
It is a beautiful evening out here, and now that the sun has gone down, we're working on some projects outside.
Finishing the wiring.
Yeah, connecting all the valves together.
Yep. We got everything routed all the way along the edge to the source here. And so now I'm just connecting the colors from what I remember, or the picture on my phone.
Thank you. And my evening project is working on getting drip emitters to all of these plants. They like watering once a week, so not too much, maybe less next year when they get established. But I think this will be helpful just to have them consistent. We got cheap Dig brand stuff at Home Depot. I can see why people say don't get it because it is a little funky and you have to really push the connectors together. But I think we're doing okay. The issue is I didn't quite realize what the sprinkler looked like when we bought this stuff. I thought we could just connect 3/4 inches to the sprinkler head, but nope, the sprinkler broke off and there's a T down there that's a 1/2 inch. And all of our valves and stuff, the pressure reducer is 3/4. So I think I'm gonna have to cut that out and do a T to a 1/2 inch, 3/4, or 1/2 inch, I don't know. I have to dig some more and see before we go back to Home Depot, but it's always something.
We got a new porch light. This thing has been on the shelf on Home Depot, or on display in Home Depot forever, and we were looking to see if it would ever be in stock, but I guess it never is. So we ordered it online. 30 bucks, which is not bad considering how big it is. But we gotta do some modifications to this light before we can actually mount it. So one of the things that wasn't the best with this is that it's clear, so you're just gonna see a bulb there, which doesn't look that great, but we got some frosted glass stuff that's laying around, so we're gonna frost the glass on this before we mount it. And then I think the other thing we have to do is angle this somehow because the side of the house is not perfectly flat. As you can see here with the old one, so it's up against this plank and that plank is on a little bit of a curve, so I want to try to fix what we have going up there so that way when it's mounted on it with that angle that it'll still be straight up and down. Step 1 done. Got everything nice and frosted. Looks pretty nice. Looks a lot better than it used to, that's for sure. And light. That was good timing, but it's motion censored now, so now it looks so much nicer. The bulb sits a little low though because of the security camera thing is plugged into that, so there's a little adapter, but otherwise, this looks great. Finally did my contribution to the drip irrigation. So Kaitlyn put all this together, this big old snake, and so we have another reducer, filter, all of that into what used to be a sprinkler right here, so we cut all that out right there. Capped this off because we don't need that going to over there, which is just an open thing. And so now we have the second set of our sprinkler system ready to go. Well, good news is this is not leaking. The emitters are working fine. You can see the damp spots there. Bad news, there's another leak. So this is the line where we fixed something just underneath this one. It was gushing out, and clearly there's more leaks because water is accumulating somewhere over here. It looks like it's actually coming out underneath the big slab, which is really annoying because to get to that we would have to kind of dig down and under. So I'm going to do a little bit of digging and see what's going on there. And it looks like it's even in multiple spots because I saw little bubbles coming out there and all over the place. So at this point it might even be beneficial to just find wherever the line is underneath this and just completely cut it off because clearly there's way too many holes in it, and then just start a new line under the pavers, which would be much easier to access than under the slab, and then just kind of run it along here and then turn it back into there so it's right back where it started. We found all of the pipes, but there are 4 because we have 4 valves. So don't really know which one of these is leaking. It's number 3 on that side, so I'm assuming it's number 3 in line here. So I'm gonna take a gamble and hope I guessed right. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to repair 2 pipes. Or 3. Who knows?
Oh, no.
Or 4.
No!
Let's just replace all of them. Okay. Fountain, 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 fountain. Yes! Hey!
Yay! Well,
I never
feel
thought
pretty-
I'd be so happy to see a leak. I guessed right.
Hooray.
Do you want to keep the water feature?
We already fixed the one. We think the other one probably shouldn't be there either.